All right, so I wanted to give you an update on some of the Amazon purchases that I did to help out. This mount I really like for the phone. It's magnetic, and you would think with a telescopic arm that it would bounce around, but it doesn't. It actually is very stable. The other reason why I like it is it came with a disc with a 3M tape that goes on the dash, and then the suction goes to that. So you can mount it on your windshield, on the dash, or in the vent, which on a van again is kind of pointless because it's down low. I need to get rid of this thing because I don't use it anymore. So there's that. That's a win. I'll put a link on that guy. The other thing is the trash can. We really didn't have a good option. This is totally oversized bag. I'm going to get the smaller bags. It's the large kitchen bag. But it seems like this is going to be big enough. We'll see. It's got this cool little, you can dump stuff in there. It's also kind of plastic on the inside, so you could go without a bag if you wanted to, but then it's going to get gross all the time. So not going to do that. And then it comes with some side pockets, which I don't know. And then a couple of different ways to attach it. There's a string, and there's this thing which connects up, and there's also a lower strap. It's really overkill, but it gives you quite a few options. The only thing I noticed is it comes with this Velcro here. It doesn't really shut that well. Whatever. But the rest of it I like. So I had it hanging here where it could kind of move around. So I think that was a good spot for the moment. I'm setting it here. All right, let's talk about ventilation. The Vanagon's got some amazing design features, but one thing lacking is ventilation in a weird way. If you're in the back, like I'm sitting right now on the bench seat, your ventilation options are limited. So the side opens that much. That's maximum right there for that window. The front window is all the way down, that side and driver's side and the passenger side. And this little window opens to there. So you've got that little section. So you have a little bit of a cross breeze. And then up above, the skylight. Okay. But if you pivot around from here, I think you get the point, to about there is all sealed. There is no way to ventilate again from there. So you have a huge pocket unless you crack open the back, but obviously you can't have the motor running. Go Westy does sell a bracket that it'll prop open the back, I think like that much, which is, decent, but it's not like you can roll with it like that. So I don't know why. It's a shame that this doesn't have more windows. And to think about it, these were the guys that came up with that 23 window. I feel like I should know that. 21 windows? Someone help me. So that's it. Now I'm just sitting here in the van again. It is Sunday evening. I was going to go see that Ad Astra movie, but they didn't have a good seating. They didn't have good seating. It was kind of like meh. So I think it's 80s. It's in the high 80s temperature-wise. It's warm. And I need to find something to do. I went to the gym. And I can do that for 30 minutes and then I'm just done. I should probably go to the beach. Because I was in Pomona for 2 days working on this damn thing. It was a blur. So I've been keeping myself busy with stuff, but I can't say it's super exciting. How many days have I been doing this? 22 days? My wife is still in France. I could call her Stephanie, I guess. She's in France. She said the wedding went well. Everything's good there. It's interesting, too, because I was thinking when you start out, if your van is perfect, if you bought up, I obviously did not, but if you bought up and had a perfect van, then the only thing you need to worry about is, like, I guess, the day-to-day living. But in this case, I bought it in February. It was definitely not in pristine condition, but I thought I got a good price for it. 13 grand. But for me, it's just a lot of been spending a lot of time working on this thing. I hope it's worth it. Well, I finally have the new wheels on, with silver to kind of pay homage to the original silver hubcaps. It's not the shiny kind though, it's just the flat silver. You can see. It was definitely tricky to get these completely installed because they have the caps. So I had to get the spacers. There's a spacer in there. I like the way it turned out. It drives really solid now too, which is great. And with the new shocks, that is the most I've spent for everything, but about $2,000 for 4 shocks, 4 tires, 4 wheels, and spacers and new bolts. This looks like one of those videos where they're trying to hide their identity, but I'm not. Just, well, maybe I am, I guess. I don't know. I'm in the Walmart parking lot. Feels like the main area where they do tend to leave you alone. They don't have a lot of patrol going through here. Yeah, it's 27 days. The last couple days, for some reason, I was waking up like I thought I'd slept in really well, and then I woke up, look at my little LED watch, this guy, and it was telling me, oh, it's only either 1:30, like last night was 1:30, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And then I did eventually get back to bed, but it took me it felt like forever, maybe 1.5 hours, 2 hours. So that was not great. And the night before that, I kind of woke up around 3, which is not fun, because then you're in that really weird state of like, oh, by the time you finally get back to sleep, you got to get up. And this is definitely not for someone who likes to sleep in, by the way, because I just don't like to be on the side of the road or whatever, sleeping in. It just feels weird to me. So that's where going to campsites, I think, is the better solution on the weekends. For the ones that you can do like $20 a night, that's reasonable. When I went up to, I did a KOA, I think, yeah, it's KOA. I did one of those websites. That one's really, relatively speaking, expensive. It's like you could get a hotel room. I want to get a hotel room. I should have done that. Well, I had to work on the refrigerator and stuff, so that's why it's helpful. I remember now. Yeah, there was one other thing. So I'm in the Walmart parking lot. There's a car parked about, and that's one thing that annoys me. It's like when I pull into a parking lot, I try to look for at least where there's nobody in their car. You start to get used to people that are, I don't know if they're living in their vehicle or they're traveling or whatever, but I try not to park next to cars where there's people in them. I don't want to stir anything up, so I try not to. But these people pulled in like they're like 3 car stalls away, and they're just sitting in their car. And I'm like, what are they doing in their car? But they're probably thinking, what's this dude by himself sitting in his car? Whatever. This is back and forth mental game in my head. But these are kind of the things that go through until you get tired, and then you're like, okay, now I'm going to go off to where my sleep site is. But usually I do 2. I try to do one kind of as a pre-site, and then eventually go to where I'm going to be sleeping. So, yeah, it's not the most fun thing to do. But, and I'm trying to think, there are other benefits. I'll have to write them down one day. uh, it's been almost a month. Now, here's a business. If you could have a place where a bunch of cars could park, I think they call it I'm sure they call it something. Cars could park. No, that's not a good business. I think I'm just getting delirious. All right. Well, anyway, that's all I got for 27 days in, and fatigue is kind of there. I'm hoping to sleep well tonight. I was gonna get a campsite tonight, but I didn't want to drive like in Temecula. There was a availability there, and they had it available for $20. But I'm just so burnt, like I don't have the energy. I can't keep driving. That's the other thing too, man. You are constantly driving, which like it's not a big surprise. I knew that getting into this thing, but I think that's what's getting to me. Maybe about 2 months into this, you probably just say screw it. And you hope someone knocks on your door and tells you to, hey, wake up, dude. What are you sleeping in the Walmart parking lot for? I don't even know if anybody even say anything, but it's just not how I want to go out. So I don't want them finding me in a Walmart parking lot, even though I'm sitting in one right now. So next thing I got to do is brush my teeth and floss, or the other way around. I like to floss first, get them particles out of there, and then brush my teeth because I think that's like a cleaner effect. My wife, for some weird reason, does the other way around, which I don't think is. But then you have to, as long as you use mouthwash, then yeah, then I don't know. It's just dental hygiene thing. I think I'm really going off the deep end, guys. Send help. Right, we'll see you.